Hi, Ken here again from Ken's Christmas Village. Follow up on my recent video where I purchased Crazy cars, and when I opened it I found the item to be damaged or slightly faulty. Got a great result actually. I bought it actually at a fairly reasonable price, and when I contacted the people that supplied me with this item and explained to them that it was damaged, and I sent them photos of what had gone wrong, they gave me the option of either returning it and getting a full refund or keeping it, but they would give me some money off. So what I did was I said to them, okay, I will take it out of the box, see if it functions. If it functions and the fault I can repair, then I will take the offer of the refund. And that's what I decided to do. So I'm now going to unbox this and show you the outcome. Right, so as I showed you in the original recording, Lemax comes beautifully prepared, packaged, always heavily protected in lovely polystyrene. And I'm going to ease it out of the bag with the Velcro strip that always comes around. I'll put the box to one side. Undo the Velcro strip. As I explained previously, they've always got marked on here top and bottom. Top and bottom. And it says here quite clearly on the top, there you may see top. So always open it in the right direction because something can fall out and damage. Also, as I was explaining in my last video, there's a little flap here with some items below. And what is below, I will show you when I take this top section off. I take the top section off. Okay, and I'll just push that to one side. We'll come back to that in a moment. So in the top here, you've got this section which opens up, and inside you've got all the cars, and there you've got your transformer for plugging the item in. And whichever large item of Lemax you purchase, quite often I've had it in the past where I've opened up an item and thought that the transformer wasn't there. But if you search around the package, quite often they have these little hidden areas on the outside with a flap where you look inside and your transformer's in there. So don't get in touch with your supplier straight away and say I haven't got a transformer. So now back to the Crazy cars. Now you will recall that last time I showed you, when I showed you in the box, that frame, the mirror at the back, didn't line up with the ice rink. It was out of line. It was kind of lifted up. You will see now that it lines up. So I will take this out carefully. And as I showed you last time, this piece here on the side had separated. And there is in fact a slight tiny broken piece of plastic down there. Once I decided to accept the offer of a reduction on the piece, I looked at this carefully. I tested it, made sure that the cars worked, and then I looked to see if I could get this back in position. And what I noticed was there were some location pins down here that had come out. This was slightly apart on the side, and you will see there is still just a slight crack down the side there. But when this is in place in my village, that's not even going to notice because it's going to go up against a backdrop in my fairground, so you'll never see that. So I took the gamble and thought, well, okay, I will accept their offer of a slight refund and see if I can get this back together. And actually it's gone back together very well. And as you will now see, because I'm going to show you, it works perfectly. So apart from the slight gap down the side, which no one will ever notice, and in fact I could paint that little piece down there and no one will see it, it all works perfectly. Let's pop it down here. I'm going to lower my camera down slightly if I can. That's it, just so you can see what goes on. I'm going to get my adapter out. There's a lot of comments going on about these adapters at the moment and the triple adapters that you can get, you know, these where they split into 3 wires. If you're using these the sight and sound pieces, it's best to use the adapter that comes with it. If you're stringing together smaller items like change of lights or the market stalls or smaller items that don't use a lot of power, it's best to you can use those on one of those triple adapters, but it's best to stick these big pieces, especially the ones that have sight and sound, onto one of these. If you want to use a triple adapter, then I would maybe at the most use one of the sockets on one of these and then two of the separate ones just to maybe light a house. You can link houses together. It's the sight and sounds that use more milliamps, and they say on the instructions how much they use. So just be careful you don't overload these things. But those triple adapters are great for stringing houses together. Really good for stringing houses together. Oh, okay, so I'm going to plug this in and we'll see what happens. See if my gamble has paid off. Well, you know it has because I kind of sneakily revealed it. But untwist this. Come on, you little devil. Right, plug this in. Plug it into the bag. Okay, so it plugs in. Oh, let's lift this up. The adapter is around the back, plugs in around the back. Turn it on, and it springs to life. So you will see you've got lights at the front. I have checked that little light in the middle there, which I worried about wasn't working. It never comes on. I've checked videos of this particular item, and it appears that that light never functions, which is fine. There's two spotlights. Can you see at the front there that shine down on the rink? You've got this great panel at the back that lights up. These lights that light. The traffic lights down here that go from red to green, amber, red, amber, green. I think they're fascinating. And now the highlight of the whole event, which is when I'll put this back so you can see. Pop these little cars on. Well, I'm going to turn it off because it says in the instructions, turn it off and pop the cars on. You may be able to see here, there are tracks painted on the ice. And just like if you've ever had a skating rink, if you've got one of the Lemax skating rinks, you put the skaters on, there's little stars, snowflakes on the ice, and you pop them on there, and then the batteries that go around underneath gradually pick up the skaters. And I presume it's the same with these. So I'm going to put one of these on each of these tracks. And in the little diagram that comes with it, there's a set of instructions. They tell you to put one of each of these cars on the tracks. And they also show you to put one in the middle there. So what we do is we'll put it on, we'll turn it on and see what happens. Off they go. How cool is that? Little soul in the middle has not yet been picked up, but I'm sure he will be. Picked up by a magnet somewhere. I know it will because I had them going the other day. How cool is that? Don't you just love that? All whizzing around. There they are, they've been picked up now. Give them a few minutes and they kind of lock into place and they're buzzing around. That is going to look awesome in my fairground this year. And I'm expanding the fairground so I've got more rides for everyone to have fun with. So, just to reiterate, sad when my crazy cars arrived and it didn't work perfectly, but I think I've got a great outcome, and it just goes to show that Lemax suppliers can be really helpful and really thoughtful. I contacted them straight away. They emailed me back straight away. They came up with an offer within 5-10 minutes of the offer of a slight refund, or a slight refund or a total refund if I sent it back. But I think I've got a piece that I got at a reasonable price. It's working perfectly. It looks great. I'm more than happy. So, great outcome. Anyway, happy villaging and see you all again soon. Bye for now.